I want you to imagine a scenario. You are stranded on a desert island. You have plenty of food, plenty of water, and a single barbell with unlimited weight. But there is a catch. The fitness gods have decreed that you are only allowed to perform one exercise for the rest of your life. You have to choose between the back, squat, and the deadlift. If you choose the wrong one, your physique will become imbalanced, your athleticism will crumble, and your joints will decay. If you choose the right one, you will build the total human physique, strong, dense, and functional. Most people pick the squat because they have been told since the 1970s that it is the king of lifts. Most people pick the deadlift because it is the rawest test of brute strength. They are both wrong, and they are both right. It depends entirely on the length of your femur and the depth of your hip socket. Today, we are going to look at the EMG data, the neurofatigue cost, and the anthropometry to definitively crown one winner. We are going to answer, which lift builds more muscle? Which lift breaks you faster? And which one makes you harder to kill? This is the final verdict. Let's dive in. Welcome back to the lab. I'm Dr. Aris Thorne, and this is Strength Unleashed. Today, we are entering the courtroom of exercise science. Here is the massive problem with the current debate. Tribalism. Powerlifters worship the squat because it starts the meet. Strongmen worship the deadlift because it ends the show. Bodybuilders avoid both because they are too hard. But we don't care about tradition. We care about ROI, return on investment. Every time you lift a heavy weight, you pay a tax. That tax is systemic fatigue. You have limited recovery resources. Your biological currency. If you spend 80% of your budget on a lift that only gives you 20% of your muscle growth, you are making a bad investment. We need to find the single movement that gives you the maximum amount of muscle mass for the minimum amount of orthopedic damage. We are going to break this down into 5 rounds of strategic ordering. Hypertrophy, the muscle; anthropometry, the skeleton; neurology, the brain; longevity, the joints; transferability, the real world. By the end of this video, you will know exactly which lift belongs at the center of your universe, and which one is just an accessory. Hit subscribe, because we are about to hurt some feelings with facts. Round 1. Hypertrophy, the muscle building potential. Kicking off with round 1, we look at pure muscle growth. If you want to look like a superhero, which lift gets you there? 1. The squat, anterior chain dominance. The squat is a knee-dominant movement. Target: quadriceps, vastus lateralis, medialis, intermedius, gluteus maximus. Adductors. The mechanism: stretch-mediated hypertrophy. The squat takes the quadriceps and the glutes through a full range of motion under load. At the bottom of a deep squat, deep flexion. The muscle fibers are physically stretched while bearing weight. This mechanical tension triggers tightened stiffness inside the sarcomere, signaling the mTOR pathway to add muscle protein in series. This is the most potent growth signal known to man. The myth of the hamstrings. People say squats build big legs. They build big quads. Lombard's paradox. In a squat, the hamstrings contract at the hip extension, but lengthen at the knee flexion. The net length change is 0. EMG studies show hamstring activation in the squat is barely 27% of maximum voluntary contraction. If you only squat, your hamstrings will be invisible. 2. The deadlift, posterior chain dominance. The deadlift is a hip-dominant movement. Target: hamstrings, glutes, spinal erectors, traps, lats, forearms. The isometric factor. The deadlift is unique. Your back muscles, lats, traps, erectors, do not change length much. They work isometrically to prevent your spine from folding. This builds incredible density and thickness, giving you that 3D look from the side. The eccentric problem. Hypertrophy requires an eccentric, lowering phase to maximize damage and growth. In a heavy deadlift, we usually drop the bar fast. The consequence: you are throwing away 50% of the growth potential. The verdict, round 1. Squat. Builds the quads and adductors. Volume. Deadlift. Builds the back density, thickness. Winner. The squat. Reasoning. You can build a thick back with pull-ups and rows. You cannot build massive legs without a heavy knee bend. The squat fills a gap that no other exercise can fill. Round 2. Anthropometry, the skeletal lottery. This is the variable nobody talks about. Your skeleton decides which lift is better for you. 1. The femur length equation. Short femurs, the natural squatter. If your thigh bone is short relative to your torso, you can stay upright. Your knees track forward. Your center of gravity stays over your midfoot effortlessly. For you, the squat is comfortable, safe, and stimulates the quads perfectly. Long femurs, the folder. If you have long thigh bones, physics works against you. To keep the bar over your midfoot, your hips must shoot way back. This forces your torso to lean forward almost parallel to the ground. The result: your squat looks like a good morning. You are loading your lower back, not your legs. For you, the squat is a back exercise that hurts. 2. The arm length, the gorilla index. Short arms, T-Rex. Terrible for deadlifting. You have to bend your knees and hips much deeper just to reach the bar. This increases the distance you have to pull. Long arms, the ultimate cheat code for deadlifting. You don't have to bend over as far. Your starting position is more vertical. You are mechanically built to pull heavy. The verdict, round 2. Winner. It depends. If you have short femurs, squat. If you have long femurs, long arms, deadlift. Note: you cannot fight your bones. If you are a long femur lifter, forcing yourself to back squat is a recipe for a herniated disc. Round 3. Neurology, the CNS tax. Now we move to the hidden cost, the central nervous system fatigue. Why is one lift make you feel like you have the flu the next day? 1. The dead stop versus the stretch reflex. The squat. You start at the top. You lower the weight, eccentric loading. Your muscles store elastic energy, like a rubber band. When you bounce out of the hole, that elastic energy helps you. It lowers the neural drive required to start the movement. The deadlift. It is called a deadlift for a reason. The weight is dead on the floor. Zero momentum. Zero elastic energy. You have to generate rate of force development, RFD, from absolute zero. This requires a massive, violent electrical signal from the brain to the motor units. 2. The grip factor, neural irradiation. Because you hold the deadlift in your hands. Your grip strength creates Sherrington's law of irradiation. The harder you grip, the more your nervous system ramps up global tension. This amplifies the systemic stress on the adrenals and the CNS. Recovery timeline. A true 1-rep max squat takes about 3 to 4 days to recover from neurochemically. A true 1-rep max deadlift can depress your nervous system for 10 to 14 days. The verdict, round 3. Winner. The squat. Reasoning. It is more trainable. You can squat for high volume. You can squat frequently. The deadlift is a neural nuke, powerful, but you can only use it sparingly. Round 4. Longevity. The orthopedic cost. Which lift will put you in a wheelchair first? Let's talk about shear versus compression. Point 1. Spinal forces. Squat. The bar sits on C7, your neck. The load compresses the entire spinal column, cervical, thoracic, lumbar. It is maximal axial loading. Deadlift. The load is in the hands. The compression is focused primarily on the lumbar spine. 2. Knee forces. Squat. High shear force on the knee, patellotendon, especially at the bottom position. Deadlift. Very low shear force on the knee. It is a CL-friendly. 3. The failure state. Safety. Failing a squat. If you get stuck in the hole without safety bars, you can be crushed. It is a high-risk failure mode. Failing a deadlift. You just let go. The bar hits the floor. It makes a loud noise. You are safe. The verdict, round 4. Winner. The deadlift. Reasoning. From a pure catastrophic injury perspective, the deadlift is safer to fail. If you have bad knees, the deadlift is the only option. Round 5. Transferability. The real world. Finally, the zombie apocalypse test. Which movement matters more for survival? 1. Evolution. Squatting. We squat to rest, to eat, or to excrete. It is a position of STA, SISIDEA, We hinge to pick up rocks, logs, animals, and children. It is a position of action and retrieval. In the real world, you will pick heavy things up off the ground 100 times, more often than you will put a heavy weight on your back and squat it. 2. The posterior chain, the engine. Athleticism, sprinting, jumping, punching comes from the posterior chain. Glutes, hamstrings. The deadlift trains the exact muscles needed to run faster and jump higher. The squat is great, but the deadlift builds the engine. The verdict, round 5. Winner. The deadlift. Reasoning. It is the most functional movement a human being can do. The final verdict and programming. We have tallied the scores. Hypertrophy. Squat anthropometry. Depends neurology. Squat safety. Deadlift unction. Deadlift. Final answer. If I am stranded on that desert island, and I want the most muscular, athletic physique possible, I am choosing the squat. Why? Because a big squat guarantees a strong back and core to stabilize the weight. But a big deadlift does not guarantee big legs. The squat covers more bases for physique development. It is the harder path, but the more rewarding one. However, the cheat code, trap bar. If you are not a competitive powerlifter, the trap bar deadlift beats them both. It gives you the knee flexion of a squat with the safety of a deadlift. It is the true king for the 99%. My challenge. For the next 6 weeks, make the squat your tier 1 movement. Do it first. Treat the deadlift as a technical skill practice. See if your body doesn't transform. Next episode, we mentioned the trap bar. In the next video, we are going to break down why the trap bar deadlift is better than the barbell, the science of the hex bar. Subscribe so you don't miss it. I'm Dr. Aris Thorne. This is Strength Unleashed. Pick your poison.